Anytime pussy dry, that's what make it bad.
Okay, so is it dry because he didn't arouse you enough to get wet?
That could be. That could be. That
So
could
then
be.
it's not on her, it's on him. So where do we lay this
Yeah,
blame?
or you could, or you could have already been with him, and the sex wasn't good the first time. So your enthusiasm, your coochie enthusiasm, decided that it wasn't gonna cut off like this nigga. That he wasn't hitting on nothing last time. What the fuck you give him another chance for this time?
I am Hayzel Greene, an inquisitive, unapologetic, voluptuous introvert who blooms and blossoms behind closed doors. This is my podcast, a platform where I will discuss my writings and where I will bring to light conversations with my good girlfriends, sisters, brothers, and homeboys about love, life, music, and most importantly, sex. So leave your judgment at the door and welcome to Hanging Out with Hayzel.
It's Hayzel, baby.
What in the world? I've never heard that before. Coochie
Girl, because I just made
enthusiasm.
it up. Of course you didn't hear it before. I just made it up.
Oh, okay. Well, coochie has enthusiasm. Hmm.
Yeah, girl, you know how you as a guy you like and you know that y'all have this sex. So your coochie like made you know y'all about to hook up, it may be like ready way before time. Like
Oh,
that's happened to me before.
she be
Like I
throbbing.
knew I was gonna yeah, I knew I was linking up. It started salivating, throbbing and everything. I'm like, okay, calm down, girl. We'll get there, we'll get there.
She
But yeah,
salivates.
salivate.
Mm. Okay. Coochie enthusiasm and salivation of the cooch. Okay. I can go with that.
Yes.
But have you ever been pumped, throbbing the whole nine? No talking down off the ledge for this one particular person. And when you get with that person, it's like, womp, 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 womp. Like,
Girl, yeah.
that's some bullshit.
Girl, feeling just as hurt. I think one time I cried. I was
Really?
like, this is, yeah,
It was a
I
setup.
actually cried. And then I think it was more so that my expectations were so high because of, I don't know, the physical attraction that was just there, automatically. It was like an automatic physical attraction.
Did he talk up
So,
on it? Did he talk up on it? Did he say, he had the goods? He was about to lay it down, bust you wide open?
and see, I find out that at least the men that I've dealt with, a lot of them, they have like that sort of charisma where it's unspoken, but it's here. Like, girl, I need to see your ass for real.
Mm.
Like that type of unspoken, like that kind of charisma where they just, like I remember listening to Jill Scott, and this is one song she sings. She's like, I watch you walk into the room, out of the room. I mean, just that man who got that straight
Swag.
charisma.
He got that swag.
Yes, they got that swag. And then it's like when they have that swag, a lot of times you be expecting for them to know a woman's body. You be expecting, okay, you got that swag, so you should be able to put it down. But it's sometimes, just like anything, they can have that swag and get to the bedroom and you be totally utterly disappointed. I ain't gonna even lie. I had a dude that I used to. He was actually my boyfriend, and I made the mistake of, dating and hanging out and talking on the phone and all that before trying the shit out. Because I was like, let me see how this works. Let me just, because I don't feel like, I used to feel like, damn, why you always got to have sex first or this, that, and the other.
I agree.
And I learned, like, like what's his name? Like, you gonna learn today? I learned, okay? Why? And I think that was the time when I cried because I actually desired him that way, but he couldn't provide.
He
He
wasn't
couldn't provide.
coachable. He wasn't a teachable moment.
Girl, I mean, if you like just oral, then yeah. If you like just oral, he could satisfy you orally. But when it came down to penetration, that nigga didn't have shit to penetrate shit with. That nigga was sliding in between my butt cheeks. Talk about, you feel it, baby?
What?
I'm like, no. Okay. I was so fucking hurt, girl. I was so hurt.
Wait.
Yeah, he was sliding through my butt cheeks in and out. Cause it wasn't, girl, it wasn't even, it was the size of a motherfucking belly button. Like an Audi. It was not even big. I had never seen anything like this before in my life. And that's what I get for trying to be like, oh, I'm going to wait and we're going to enjoy each other, friendship. And we did a lot of foreplay before it even got to the sexual point. And I was all built up. I was all because he could kiss. He had some nice thick thighs for a man, not like girly thighs, but like had some muscle to them, but they wasn't fat. They was just nice and toned.
Just
like
right.
He was
Just right.
sculptured by an artist.
Oh.
His body was looking
Picasso.
like that. Like
okay.
Yes. And I was thinking to myself, I said, oh yeah. And then he was so sweet too. I ain't gonna even lie. When I found out, I was just so hurt and disappointed. But I even tried to just like maybe Lord, please tell me, Lord, I can't be this superficial. Please let me know that it got to be some pleasure out of this other than.
Did you give him another chance?
I was in a relationship with him. I tried to hang in there. I tried. It was just horrible though. It was like I felt like Barbie and Ken, just like how they made with the little smooth parts. You just rubbing up. It's nothing there, girl. Just about to start a forest fire up in this bitch. But that's not it.
Wait. Okay, wait. Oh, God. Okay, so look, that reminds me of an incident. So it's this guy, he used to try to talk to me, and he was younger than I was. So I was like, all right, cool. But let me, for clarification, we had, been talking off and on for a year. But not talking as though we hooking up, but we just, knew each other, conversations over a year. So one day I was out kicking it. I had nothing to do. I was extremely bored. And I think I hit him up. I'm just going to assume it was me. I hit him up. So I went over to his crib and we were sitting there chilling. And, he was playing a video game and, and I'm like, oh, okay. But he wasn't like young that, kiddie video games. But, a lot of men play, Grand Theft Auto and, basketball and stuff like that. So, we were sitting there. So, I already knew that he was attracted to me. I knew that he wanted to get down. And, and I was like, damn, no, maybe I shouldn't. No. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I was bored and, I ain't had nothing to do. And it wasn't that I was horny or anything like that. Yeah, it was just something to do. So anyway.
Exactly.
He had his condoms and everything. So yeah, cool, safe sex. We about to get it on and this, that, and the other. Now, I don't even think he gave me no head that day. Now that I think about it, I don't think I was pleasured like that. However, it was time for us to have sex. And when I tell you, now first, it was a conversation. And again, the condom. And it was funny because I think he made a joke in regards to, like, you gonna keep the condom, or some girl tried to like set him up before and take the condom. And I'm thinking to myself, who would want the condom and what they gonna do with that dead ass sperm once it's finished? I mean, I don't know. But anyway, I digress. So we got ready to do it. And, it was like, okay, cool. Let me, get positioned and all this other stuff. And when I tell you, I couldn't tell. I was like, wait a minute. And I like really, really was having a talk with myself because I could feel him bumping against me, but I couldn't tell if I was receiving anything. And I was like, damn. And Then at first, I laid there for a moment and, legs up in the air. And I was like, wait a minute. And I thought to myself, I said, I couldn't tell. I was like, what the hell? Then it was all over with. He did what he had to do. I laid there unsatisfied and I was confused. I was really confused because I didn't know whether or not I was penetrated. I didn't know if I was penetrated. And
what he made somebody was keeping the condom though.
I guess he thought
maybe he was so small when he went in and your coochie could snatch it off, because that's happened to me before when a nigga got on the condom that's probably 2 times too big for their ass, and and then I snatched the shit right off with my V day, my B baby snatched the shit right off.
Your B baby,
like
a vortex.
Right
okay.
And then, so that's got to be what he's talking about, because you didn't even feel him mount you.
No.
The first entrance. Oh, God.
I just thought he was trying to say that, after it was all said and done, that whenever he took the condom off, that whoever that female was wanted to take the condom. So you know how they be trying to do the athletes and basing in order to get that sperm and implant it.
Whatever woman did that shit was a fool. What the hell?
And then the crazy part about it, after I sat there and felt that I was unjustly robbed of a good time.
Right.
He played me, and when I mean he played me, all right, I was ready to go anyway, but, his phone rung. I guess he was about to leave. I don't even think he walked me to my truck. I was like, wait a minute.
Girl, after a performance like that,
did I?
What did you do?
I was like, wow. So, of course, on my way home.
Somebody came by and hit both of y'all in the head, because you can't even handle giving you some dick. I ain't gonna walk.
Maybe he couldn't walk. Maybe he was just, I don't know. But of course, I called my homegirl on the way home, and I was like, do you know? Let me tell you. And see, that's one of the reasons why I just do not. And I can't even say that was a one night stand. I just don't like to just have sex with people without knowing. And I was like, do you know? And I explained the whole situation to her. And she was like, you lying. And I was like, no, I'm not lying. I'm sitting up at the gas station on Euclid and Shaw at the gas station, pumping gas, like, nigga.
Got brain. Like, what just happened? Got brain fog? You don't know what the fuck went down. You was there, but you wasn't.
Yeah, it was like, I might have been on top of the ceiling looking down at this travesty, this injustice.
Right.
And after I finished, she was like, oh, hell no. So now he's coined with the name, drum roll, But. So that's his name. That's his nickname now, But. He didn't know whether, well, I didn't know. Somebody didn't know. No, he didn't know where he was inserting himself. And when you gave me that story.
Didn't know, and you didn't know either. No. Okay. But yeah, that story sounds similar because, I knew it wasn't happening. I knew that for sure. On my end, you ain't know that. But from my end, I knew it wasn't happening.
Yeah, I was thinking about it.
I was thinking to myself, Lord, you have made miracles. You have made miracles, Lord. You're gonna see what happens. Girl, please. I'm like, the Lord was like, I'm not making this a miracle for you.
You say it was not your turn.
Right. You just gonna be sitting there.
Yeah.
And then he had the nerve to ask me a question.
Uh-oh.
Like, do you feel me?
Wait.
Like,
do you feel me?
Nigga, you know what you got, and you know what you're doing. Why you gonna ask me that dumbass question?
Do you feel me?
I'm already trying to let you just slide between my butt cheeks and let you have a good time and let that be it. And then you gonna ask me, do I feel you?
Yeah, I feel disappointed. I feel discouraged.
But the bad part about it is I felt bad for him And not only that, I liked him as a person. And we vibe so well. And so I didn't want to hurt his feelings. Girl, I don't even remember what I said. I know I wasn't hurtful because at the end of the day, it ain't his fault that, he must have did something in his past life where God just let him come out with two navels. I have no idea.
Did you just say two navels?
Yeah, he must have did the Lord was like, you was too bad in your past life. You don't get no dick this time. You don't get two navels and goodbye.
So so you think this was something that happened? Oh my God, it was a punishment.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And my cousin, she always used to be like, you still dating that guy with that toddler penis? I'm like, girl, I done seen toddlers with bigger penises than him.
Oh.
Toddlers. That's how bad it was. But I didn't never, like I said, I'm not into hurting someone that I care about. I'm not into hurting no man for real. That don't get me. It don't get me excited to be like, you know what? You ain't got no dick. He already knew that. The fuck I'm gonna tell him the obvious stuff. That's just cruelty, okay? He already know.
Oh
Shit,
God.
That's just I can't do that kind of cruelty. I don't get me wrong, I got my moments where I be on full bitch mode, but when it comes to people and I'm dealing with people, I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. So of course I didn't. He already knew that though. That's what I'm saying. He already knew that. So I didn't even entertain that.
Yeah, but see, this is my thing. Regardless of the fact, if you have a little member penis, if you have a little one, there is still stuff that you can do to enhance, help your mate out. There's most definitely. Now, and this is a shame that trust me when I tell you, I could count on two hands how many people I've been with and have some left over. So we want to put that out there. That these stories is, yeah. Anyway, I dated this guy a long time ago and I still remember his name and everything. I have no idea where he's at this moment, but he did not have a huge penis. However, the experience that he took me on was awesome. And when I tell you I still remember his name, I still remember he had a little penis, but he satisfied, period, point blank. So there's no excuse for any man who has a small penis that you can't get your partner together. At least that's my thought anyway. Okay. You don't go for that. You said no.
I guess that could be true because, some people, they know what they have and they know if you know how to work a woman's body, because you out to please, then I can see you are knowing how to use what you have and make it work. I can see that. But if you just like a person who's just basically trying to get yours you're not really educated in different parts of the woman's body to stimulate her, to get her going and, things of that nature, then it's going to be harder. It's going to be harder. I mean, I had a guy that I liked him so much. He's still my friend to this day. But I didn't think it was true. I've never had nobody, I heard the concept Minute Man before, but I didn't believe that could happen. And I was saying to myself, my cookie could not be this good. That every time I laid down with him, the next minute it was over. I even timed the shit one time. I laid down at 10:31 and he was done at 10:32. The buzzer went off because I put my phone in. I could not believe it. I could not. I was like, how? I mean, I think it'd be like 2 strokes each time. I found him.
I think he just needed he just needed another round because a lot of times, from my understanding and what I heard, a lot of times some men, they got to get that first one off, and then the second go round is when they last the longest. So he might have been that type of person. Like that with him. Mm-hmm. How you know? You didn't give him another chance, did you? Did you give him another opportunity?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yep.
Back to back.
The second round was yep. Girl, it was like 4 or 5 rounds, okay? And the shit was, I had never met anybody like to do this in my life. I was like, what the fuck? and then it was like I never really got there to where I date, and this is terrible. I liked him though. That's the thing. I liked him. He was cool as hell. He's one of them people who had that swag. He had that swag, had them bow legs, jet black hair, long eyelashes to go with it. That looked thick but manly. He wasn't looking like no girl. He was just like an attractive man, but that lay down. True.
Well,
You
see,
lay down and you get right the fuck back up.
you
Okay.
you might have you might. I think you probably should have introduced him to the cock ring. You probably should have introduced that to the bedroom. We'll talk about toys another day. But yeah.
Yeah.
When they put the cock ring on, that's supposed to keep the blood flow outward, and it keeps the erection harder, longer. Huh?
We did use the cock ring before, and it was 2 minutes instead of 1.
You know what?
Okay.
I can't. I cannot deal. I can't.
I'm serious.
Are you serious?
Yes. It was 2 minutes instead of 1.
Well,
and I was like, it was so sad though, because I desired him so much, but it was not happening.
That's bad when you desire a man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I desire him so much. He a good friend too. He's always been my friend over the years, and every now and again he be like, "Oh, I wish you let me." I'm like,
well, he might be better now. He might have, took care of some things. You never know.
He might be, but I my thing is, I'm gonna get older, and I'm like, if I'm pulling my panties off, you better do something, okay? Because it ain't about to be for no minute.
Wait a minute. You say if you take the time to pull your panties off, it ain't for a minute.
Nope.
Well, see, that's where that foreplay come in. See, I don't know. Were y'all foreplaying?
He did do foreplay, and got me all excited, to let me down. So that's pretty much what it was. Mm-hmm. But again, he was cool as fuck. I didn't have it in me to be like, jump up and be like, you a minute man. I ain't that kind of female. I mean, somebody can look at my flaws and turn them against me and make me feel bad about shit. I already know how it is. But I know what you're saying. As a woman or as a man, you know what your flaws are, and if you plan on pleasing, you need to work at it.
Well, I took a poll, and I mean, it wasn't a lot of people, but I took a poll and I asked the question about women having disappointing dicks, and every woman that I asked the question has had an experience with disappointing dicks. So that made me ask the question to a gentleman: have you ever had a woman that had let me see, what's the word? Pathetic pussy?
My friend, he used to be like, about girls who knew, he was like, oh, she had a bad batch of pussy. It wasn't no good. It's like a bad batch. Like you got a batch of cookies. He had a bad batch of pussy. That shit wasn't no good. I was like, yeah.
That's funny.
I'm sure it has been, different incidents where, just like a male, if, a woman can have or not have the ability to please a person.
Yeah.
But see, with me, don't you think that pleasing comes from the initial physical attraction first? That, when you have
Absolutely.
That's like the ultimate. But when you don't have that and you're going off of, okay, we just gonna get this in and see what happens. It's a different.
I had a cousin. She told me, she would rather have sex with the person to see if she's wasting her time to start a relationship with him, because she doesn't want to, put in the time and effort to court and, get to know him, and then find out that he was a lazy lay. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow. And I felt, I'm like, no, I think I would want to get to know a person. I think at some point, if I like him a lot, that if the sex is bad, that I will give him another opportunity because I really like him. Now, if I didn't get a chance to like him, then it's a wrap. Absolutely wrap.
I mean, I do see what she's saying, but on another hand, I get what she's saying, and I do think like some people, I'm not no prude. I say, hey, I'm grown. I can do what I want to. If I choose to meet a man in one night and indulge into activities that may be R-rated, or you know, then I don't feel like it's nothing wrong for you as a woman to do that. It's some people who feel like, oh, well, women shouldn't do that. And it's like, I can't stand those standards that a lot of women, it's not just me, and I say women, hold against other women of what they should and should not do with their fucking vagina. It's just annoying to me. I'm like, what? Okay, you got yours, and whatever you decide to put yours through, then that's on you. Don't be putting down somebody else because they decided that they want to go out here and test the water. That's what they want to do with they coochie. Then okay, and I can't stand people who make people feel bad about it. I had an auntie who told me, she said, "Let me tell you something. I respect the hoe." She said, "I respect the hoe." She said, "I respect the hoe." She said, because number one, she ain't afraid to be a woman. She ain't afraid to go out here and have sex, and she don't care what nobody say about her. And number two, she ain't gonna do it for free. So she said, so
Oh wow.
I respect the
Okay.
hoe. That's what she used to say. I respect the hoe. And I mean, my thing is, like what your cousin said, I don't particularly find anything wrong with that, but for me, it's not right. I don't find anything wrong with that. And I ain't gonna try to sit up here and act like I ain't never had no one night stand. Yes, I have. Okay, but you know, I find like, especially towards now that I'm a little seasoned, I'm into knowing the person a little bit more and finding out what's attractive about them as a whole first, without even going to that angle. But I feel like I've been like that many years because those two guys I told you about, they really couldn't deliver, and they were still my friends, and I still liked them and cared about them as people. But I know some women be like, he can't fuck, he might as well not come here. He can't fuck, he might as well not come here. I'm like, shit, girl, bye.
But
Don't get me wrong, having good dick is amazing, but I done had good dick and been treated like the bottom of a pair of shoes that the sole and got ripped off. Okay, by
damn.
the nigga.
Damn.
And the dick was good, so it's like I'm just gonna allow myself to be treated bad. I'm like, no, I'd rather have a man who got, what you want to say,
Mediocre.
some days, mediocre. Some days you got some good days to pop off, and some days it's just alright. But he gonna go out here and he gonna be washing your car, baby. You need anything before I come home, and let me rub your feet, or how was your day? And of course, I'll take that any day over just some straight good dick from a fine nigga, because a lot of times they ain't even thinking about you on that level. They just thinking about getting some ass, and then so you're not really getting. It's not like for women. Most women, that's not all we need. We need to be nurtured, and basically we need to feel that person cares about us. And the only way, to me, as a woman, that you can receive that is when you first let a man know, hey, I care about myself. So you're not just gonna, I'm not just gonna let you come over here and do this, that, and the other until I say so.
Absolutely.
But as far as these men with these, see, I didn't have some incidents. While we talking about this, I was thinking about this one guy, and he was an ex-football player. He had a ring and everything, so he was a little bit older than I was, and he used to, take me out, and we go places and stuff like that. But he basically, to me, just wanted sex, and I knew that. I was younger than him. He was older, but I was intrigued. So we were having sex one time, and out of nowhere, this nigga put his legs up in the air like a V, like a woman.
What?
I said, what the fuck? I'm thinking to myself, what? I mean, he had his legs up in the air like a female, in a V.
What?
Like,
he wanted
like
you to lick
so,
on his taint? I mean, what was going on? Was you
a girl?
Was you
I had
having
no
fellatio
clue
at that point?
No, we was not.
Mm.
No, we was not. I was on top of him, riding him, and then I got up and he put his legs up in the air. I'm like a V.
I
Like,
think he was just
you know,
trying to get comfortable. Give him the benefit of the doubt.
girl, bye. I stayed sick.
He,
I didn't know what was happening. I was young at the time too. I stayed sick. And he was like, "What's wrong? What's wrong, girl?" I was like, "I don't know, girl." On my way to the, I gotta go to the bathroom. On my way to the bathroom, I picked up my panties off the floor with my feet and scrubbed and brought my panties to the bathroom and flipped them bitches back on in
wait,
the
wait,
bathroom and came back.
wait, wait.
Well,
Are you saying that when you got up and you started walking away, you took your toes and you
yes,
clawed?
I did. Yes, I did. I
No.
clawed my drawers in my foot. I swear to did. Went to the bathroom and put the motherfuckers back on. Came out like, I do not feel well. This is not going to be a good moment. I'm sorry, I'll make it up to you. That shit threw me off. I'm like, this nigga throwing his legs up in the air like a female. I said, no.
Oh,
I don't know who been licking your ass or who been putting something in it. I have no clue, but dude, I am not about to be playing.
He might have just wanted you to lick his taint on the way to some good fellatio. You never know.
Yeah, he had the wrong female for the job on that shit. Because I'm going to tell you, let me tell you something. I ain't one of them people who put my precious tongue on a goddamn thing unless it's got something to do with some barbecue sauce and something. Some chicken or some French fry. I ain't the one. I mean, you know, I ain't the one. My tongue's too fucking precious to me for me to be licking somebody's ass. I ain't doing that one. And I know a lot of people out here like that shit. You know what I'm saying? And they love it.
But
I'm good.
You can lick the taint without licking his ass, though, right? Oh,
I don't know. Maybe I'm confused on where the tank at. Where's the tank?
Taint. TAINT. No, it's right between the anus and the bottom of the balls. It's just a little small strip, maybe about an inch. Yeah. I mean, to me, maybe that's what he was looking for.
You got to be extra special, and he was not. Okay. He had to be extra special, and he was not.
I tell you,
I don't know what he wants.
When I tell you, when I see you again, that is just going to be the visual in my head with you scooting to the bathroom with your panties clawed into your feet.
I sure did.
I'm through. Oh, God.
Went in the bathroom and slipped on. I was like, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm going to throw up. I don't know what happened. Girl came back. But when I saw him do that shit made me want to throw up. So I was damn near there. I was right. I was right. I could not get over that shit. Put his legs up in the air like a fucking female. I'm looking at him like, what? What do you think about to happen here, sir? I have no idea. Okay? I was like, yeah, you need to go ahead and get back with whoever you was with. If they was doing something that got something to do with your legs being up like this, I ain't about to be the one to help you out on this. Then like I said, I'm not no prude. I ain't no prude. I didn't have my, my such and big moments. I like fellatio. I like to give and receive. So I'm not no prude, but I'm gonna tell you this: when it go down, it's a reason why shit comes out of your ass. It ain't going in your mouth. It's a reason. Feces and shit like that got all kinds of damn diseases and bacteria and shit all in it, and you about to put that shit in your on your tongue? Please. That motherfucker fall off, don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? You go, motherfucker swell up and fall the fuck off. I can't. I cannot. I ain't doing that. I am not doing that one. And I'm like, and then when I'm sucking a dick, that nigga gotta be impeccably clean. Because I ain't about to taste nothing. No ball, extra sweat, none of that shit. Okay, none of that shit. I'm not about to taste that. Got me fucked up. And if I do, shit. If I did, it's over. It's over. I am not
here holding my head. You is a fool.
I'm not about to tread those kind of waters. I'm like, no. I'm like, if I wash myself good before I bring it to my man and make sure he, it ain't got no kind of raunchiness coming from nowhere. Ain't no way I'm gonna take that shit new. Mm-mm.
That is terrible. I get it. I understand. So look, question. Have you
Uh,
ever laughed at a man? Not necessarily in his face, because you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. But
hell yeah.
have you?
Yeah, it was about a couple of times. I'm telling
Damn.
you, it's like I got a fucking sign on my forehead when niggas see me coming. Like, I got a little dick. I know she'll be my friend. I'm like, God damn, I ran into so many little dick niggas. Or just niggas who just couldn't satisfy me. And I was like, yeah, it's like I swear, do I have a fucking sign on my fucking forehead saying all little dick niggas come here? Because I'm telling you, I was with this one dude, and he was older too. When I tell you, he had so much swag. I'm talking about smell good, dress good. I mean, just he looked good. Everything on him looked good. He just dressed, smell. I had a sexual encounter with him. He first of all, he didn't have no. This his penis was like one of them little small Sharpie markers. It
Mm-mm.
wasn't the it wasn't the thicker one. It was like the one that was more like a pencil.
No, I
And
refuse.
it was like in between. It
I
was like in
refuse.
between the pencil and the marker. It wasn't big as a marker, but it wasn't as small as a pencil. It was like right. And I had never been so hurt on my body. This nigga was thrashing up against me like he was a football player, and I was like, my coochie wasn't hurting. My body was hurting after that fucking sexual encounter. He was thrashing up against me all hard. I'm like, look, that is not gonna make your penis be any bigger
Oh
or
my
be
god.
any different. I mean,
Oh.
that encounter was so fucking painful. I was like, damn, this nigga done beat me the fuck up because this big little. Okay?
Look, I had a
Blam,
friend.
blam.
I had a friend who was dating this guy, and every time they used to have sex, and I'm gonna assume that, she didn't get into too many details, but she had mentioned, or she called it, the stabbings. So I thought that shit was funny, and every time I would see him or see them together, that was just my thought. She was like, it was like a pencil, like he was just stabbing me. And I was like, well, maybe he don't have any rhythm. Maybe that's what that was. He didn't have a rhythm. And you probably should have, talked him
No,
through the two step.
I think he was trying to from my end. He was trying to satisfy me with his little, I don't know,
Oh, I thought you was about to say
pencil
start a
marker,
fire. I thought you
his
was-
little pencil marker type of thing he had, and I guess he felt like if he pumped me hard enough that I would feel it. I don't know. That shit was like I got up, I was all beat the fuck up. Like what the hell?
yeah,
I
you
was
you
like,
could
this
feel
shit
the
was.
thrust. You could feel the thrust. I
I was
mean,
like,
that make you think, stuff going on. Cause you think about it. Think about it. Now, a lot of times when he's at that climactic appointment, Lord, that climax, when he's there, he starts thrusting harder.
mm-hmm.
So, maybe that's what it was. I don't know.
Girl, whatever it was, it didn't happen that often. It happened like once. I gave him one more time to see if it was any better. I knew it was gonna be the same, but just for the hell of it, I just was like, okay, one more time, and it was still the same. And I was like, and it's like I be saying to this day, this man, he still like me. I'm like, please don't. Okay, please don't. No. Don't like me, please. I got somebody don't like me. Don't like me.
I think
But
I think a lot of women have encountered sexual experiences with men with small penises. But I think the takeaway from this is that if it's somebody that you most definitely like, that you need to take that as a teachable moment and teach him other ways to please you, so that during that encounter, you're satisfied because he gonna get his. Well, most likely he gonna get
Right.
his.
Right.
So you want to
And
make
see,
sure.
mhm, yeah, I agree with you. And see, that has been like, I think, the quote unquote taboo, to me, because, when we were growing up, like my grandmother, she used to basically be like, you want to be, church like and preserved and all this other stuff that they want you to be. Like, sex was something that women should not enjoy. That's the kind of image that I got from it growing
Really?
up. Yeah, like when I was coming up, my mother would tell me opposite. My mother was like, "Girl, no, you supposed to like sex." But my grandparents and stuff, they used to be
It
like,
was a
"Oh,
chore.
yeah, it was a chore." So it was something
Mm.
that you just had to do, just to keep your man at home or satisfy your man or whatever. So it wasn't, my mother was total opposite. She was like, "No, you can have this and that and this and that." I was like, "Okay," I appreciated my mother for being like that though. I remember being 8 years old and she went to the doctor's office and went to the health department and she explained sex to me in a complete whole. Where the penis go, how baby feet made, when I have a cycle, when I'm having, she said, she did the whole 9 yards. She said, "I'm doing this for you because my parents never told me." She was like, "I just came on my period out of nowhere and thought something was wrong with me. Didn't nobody tell me nothing."
Mm.
So she
Sex
said,
talk
"I
with
want
your
you to know."
parents. That's
Yeah,
gonna be another topic.
she had little books and little posters. I said, "You go, okay." I respect her for that. I really do, because women. It's like the image. Even when I was I took a sexuality class, and we got on the topic of porn because that was one of the chapters.
Corn,
And porn.
as in
We got on the topic.
CORN, corn.
No, porn. POR.
Oh,
Pornography. I'm sorry, pornography. We got to
oh my
no
God.
corn, girl.
Oh, I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
And the most of the porn, like they did like a survey where they did statistics and things, and most of the porn that's out here is porn where women are basically having sex like sadistically, not where they're enjoying it, but where it's a lot of pain involved. And it's like, and then the man thinks that that's good. He's thinking that, okay, this, I'm causing you pain, so that's good sex. That's not necessarily good sex because I'm in pain.
They say
You
pain
know,
is pleasure, or is it pleasure is pain?
it ain't, because you can get some D that give you a, in the beginning, the first, and then you had that little friction going in, and maybe you're, trying to adjust.
Get over
But
the
if
hump.
you had right, and then you can get to a natural rhythm to where, if it's hurting a woman, to me, if it's hurting me, I'm not gonna give you the best I got. But if it feels good and I know that the outcome from this is gonna make me feel even better, I'll be giving you the best I got, girl. I'll be twerking and jumping and flopping all over your ass if I know that, I'm gonna get that sensation where you care about, me receiving. But a lot of these pornography movies and things like that, the sex is basically hardcore and it's not for enjoyment of women. So it's like,
Mm.
I don't know. But that's what, when I had my sexuality class, that's what we talked about, a lot of different stuff, and that was one of them. And I was just like so amazed and we even saw videos. We was in class watching porn.
Oh wow. What school did you go to?
This was when I was at Lakewood. I was at Lakewood College. Lakewood College.
Oh.
I just wanted to take a sexuality class, so I saw it was at Lakewood, and I just signed up for it and went. And it was an awesome class. It was an awesome class. I enjoyed that class. But yep.
Wow.
I just said I want to find out more about just the essence of sex, the making of sex, different things regarding sex. And I mean, he had so many speakers that came in just sharing different things with us, and about everything.
Wow.
Women not understanding, you know, sexual abuse versus, just having sex. It's a difference.
Oh
But
yeah, I just had a
yeah,
conversation about sexual abuse uh
yeah.
not
So
too long
getting
ago.
back on, okay, I'm gonna have to hear about more about that conversation.
Yeah,
But
but I think from another perspective,
okay,
it'd be
yeah.
good to know, where's that line? Where's the line in the sand drawn at?
And then women, yeah, I agree because women are, it's like depending on the man, some men are open to you as a woman to be like, hey baby, you know what? You close to that spot, but you're not actually there. If you move to the right and throw your left leg up, you're gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever it may be, you're gonna be there. And some men, it's hard for them to take that kind of advice because they feel like the woman is being dominant. It depends on what kind of man you're dealing with. Now, if you got a man who's open to pleasing you and don't mind listening to how he can please you faster and better, then that's the thing. But some men are open to that. They like, why are you telling me that? I know what I'm doing. So it's like every man is not receptive to receiving that information.
The six
They're not
million dollar man. Faster,
right.
stronger. No, but seriously, that's I do want to say that this this was a good conversation. I most definitely could not um you know pick up on everything that I wanted to, but there will be other times, and I don't want anyone to think that we are bashing men, because we're not. It is just
Oh,
something
we're
that
not.
happened. I asked the question. It came about men with small penises, and as you can tell, I talked about a man with a small penis that knew exactly how to pleasure women. So it's not we
Yeah,
trying to say that
yeah.
all small um, penis men don't satisfy because they did. Oh, remember that song back in the late 80s, early 90s called Short Dick Man? Remember that? Do you
Remember
remember
that?
that
I do not
song?
remember that.
Oh my
You
God.
need to pull that
Okay.
up so I can hear it. You
So
need to pull that up.
it's called oh my God, I'm about to look it up. But they played it on what is it? Shame, the movie with the Wayans brother and Jada Pinkett Smith,
Mm-hmm,
and they had the little
mm-hmm.
friend. I mean, she had the little friend, and when they went to the club, that was the song that they were playing. And I remember the song coming out, and
So
it had a house beat to it. But I'm most definitely gonna bring it to you. I don't know why it just popped up in my head, but that is a good song. Oh,
okay, yeah.
again,
No,
I
I
keep
don't. We not bashing men because it's like it's men out here who can't having issues satisfying women. It's women having issues satisfying men. That's why I say don't let it just be about sex. You really have to get to know that person, and that way, if it don't work out, y'all still have a friendship. It's not like if you get somebody and then you have sex with them and it don't work out and y'all don't have a friendship. It's just like afterwards, she just wanted to do this and she just wanted to do that, and I ain't heard from her no more, whatever. And I've heard cases like that where people just cancel people out, but you do have to be considerate of other people's feelings. That's why I say, for me, I like to get to know people first
me too.
before I just
Yeah,
go into that. Let me get to know you because if I don't like your personality, I'm a
you
find.
ain't
I
getting
don't
none
know if I'm gonna
anyway.
like it. Right. I don't know if I don't like that chick. I don't know. They might have the same personality. I don't know. So I was
Wait,
just like, yeah,
wait. Who might have the same personality? His penis.
the dickhead and the man head, right? So if I
Oh
don't like your
God.
personality,
Oh God.
they got a vein running towards each other, telling each other little signals and shit. So they might be listening to each other. I don't know.
Mm, mm, mm. Wow. We're going to have to
So
talk about that later. But yeah. So yeah. What was I about to say? Yeah, so I did, like I mentioned before, I talked to this guy I work with, and we were
mhm,
talking about, and I asked about women because I wanted to be
mhm,
fair to ask was, in his opinion, Were there any women that he dealt with, or does he know about any women who had bad PUSSY? But I said pussy before, so I could say it again. But anyway, and he said, yeah. So I got his phone number, and I'm going to talk to him one day about that, because I want to be fair across the board. I want to be fair, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I've been told by other men that it is a such thing. It is a such thing, even if it's something by, you know, just not acting like you a fifth board in the bed, not being receptive to, you know, move with the motion. You know, men, they like women who are, you know, involved. You know, you hear the hell, you know, just laying here is not always an option. Unless, you know, he just like, I'm going to treat you for the day. All you got to do is lay here. Then that's a different thing. But, you know, if you're trying to please them, the, you know, partner or whatever, you want to move. So I've heard men say, just with this girl, she had a cold ass body, but she just her batch wasn't good, but she just was just laying there.
Well, I heard about vanilla sex. Have you ever heard the word vanilla sex?
No, what's that?
It's supposed to just be plain.
Okay.
Oh, God. Another one. Well, we have come to the end of this week's episode. I want to first thank you for listening to the insanity that crosses our minds. To those who partake and entertain in my conversations, without you, there will be no hanging out with Hayzel. To Platinum Way Ray and Mac of the Tracks, we're looking out for my dope beat. And last but not least, shout out to my other half for making this possible. Because at the end of the day, she is I and I am her. If you thought this show was interesting, be sure to tune in to next week's episode and tell a friend. Support the movement. All things Hayzel Greene. Find my books on Amazon.com. Follow, listen, and like at Hayzelgreene.com. Hayzel Greene on Facebook and Hayzelgreene216 on IG. 2 fingers. And I'm out. Hey, 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 hey.